Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're diving straight into an explainer on a seriously fascinating guide called The Architecture of Feline Trust. And let me tell you, this is going to completely flip the script on how we interact with our favorite furry roommates. We're going to take those deep, biological feline instincts and actually translate them into actionable, everyday behaviors you can use right at home. It's all about taking the guesswork completely out of cat behavior by looking at the hard science of what truly makes them feel secure, loved, and deeply connected to you.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Think about this for a second. Are your daily acts of love actually stressing your cat out? I know, it sounds crazy, right? We just naturally assume that our standard human displays of affection, the hugging, the kissing, scooping them up, are universally understood as love. But what if the very things you're doing to show your cat that you care are literally triggering their anxiety? We have to wrap our heads around the fact that humans and felines are operating on completely different evolutionary operating systems.
Section 1. The Affection Disconnect. Misinterpreting Greetings.
So to really get this, we need to look at what behavioral scientists call the affection disconnect. This is our first major paradigm shift. Just picture your normal greeting ritual. Human logic screams, "Oh my gosh, I missed you all day. I'm going to rush over and scoop you up the second I walk through the door," right? But feline instinct? It actually wants you to ignore them for the first 60 seconds. Seriously. Research out of Oregon State University reveals that this kind of immediate spatial invasion causes massive sensory overload for a cat. Your super enthusiastic greeting is actually triggering stress hormones, not bonding chemicals. Just by putting your bags down, kicking off your shoes, and moving slowly, you give your cat the psychological control they absolutely crave to process your return.
And guys, the payoff for that little bit of patience is absolutely massive. Cats who are allowed to initiate contact entirely on their own terms show 3 times more affection throughout the rest of the evening. 3 times! So, you aren't being cold by ignoring them when you walk in. You are actively respecting their deep psychological need for control. When they're ready, they'll come to you. And that connection, it'll be 100% genuine.
Section 2. Decoding feline communication. Feline body language.
Now, if we're misinterpreting basic greetings, we are definitely missing how cats communicate their needs through subtle body language. So let's expose the ultimate trap that literally 99% of owners fall into. The belly trap. We see a fluffy exposed belly, we apply dog logic, and we just assume it's an open invitation for a belly rub. But feline reality is entirely different. For a cat, exposing the belly is a vulnerability display of deep, deep trust. The belly houses all their most vital organs. So when they show it to you, they're giving you a massive compliment. They're basically saying, "Hey, I trust you enough to be completely defenseless around you." Going in and touching it is essentially a violation of that trust. The best move? Admire it, soak in the compliment, but keep your hands away. So instead of reaching for the belly, try communicating with their eyes. And this brilliantly illustrates a really groundbreaking study from the University of Sussex, which proved that a slow blink is actually the feline equivalent of a smile. It's a two-way emotional exchange. Here's what you do. Catch your cat looking at you. Slowly close your eyes for about 2 seconds, and then just gently open them, and wait. Cats who receive regular slow blinks from their owners show dramatically lower stress levels. And get this, they seek out physical contact up to 200% more often. You are literally speaking their language.
Another super profound way they communicate is through allo grooming. Have you ever had that moment where your cat licks your hand, pauses, and just kind of stares at you? Well, they aren't just tasting you, I promise. They're actually requesting reciprocal grooming. In feline colonies, mutual grooming is used to build trust, share scent, and confirm family structure. When your cat licks you, they're initiating a social contract. You can easily respond to this by just gently brushing them or running your fingers through their fur, especially focusing around the head or the spine. By doing that, you're confirming to them, yep, we're family.
Section 3. Designing a feline habitat. Feline environments.
Okay, so cats don't just happen to live in our houses. They actually view our homes as their ancestral hunting grounds. And we really need to design a habitat that reflects that reality. Let's start with scratching. Data from the American Association of Feline Practitioners shows that providing texture-matched scratching posts reduces furniture destruction by a staggering 89%. 89%! If your cat is shredding your favorite couch but totally ignoring that expensive scratching post you bought, it's not them being defiant. It's a texture preference. They might prefer smooth cardboard or maybe rough sisal or even angled carpet. If you match the texture to their preference and give them options, your furniture will actually survive, all while their territorial and stress relief needs are perfectly met.
We also need to design for their biology, specifically their eyes. Cats have this incredible reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum.
It basically amplifies any available light, allowing them to navigate comfortably in light that is 6 times lower than what humans need. Think about what that means. Flooding your house with bright overhead lights at night actually causes them physical discomfort. It can even temporarily blind them. We really must respect their evolutionary night vision. Try using dim nightlights instead. It'll help them sleep much better and stress a whole lot less.
And, as they age, that environment absolutely must evolve with them. 90% of cats over the age of 12 have arthritis. 90%. Yet, veterinary research notes that only 13% of owners actually adapt their environment for this. Simple architectural changes are just vital here. Things like adding ramps or steps up to their favorite high spots, switching out to low-entry litter boxes so they don't have to awkwardly step over high walls, and elevating their food and water surfaces. Maybe even adding some heated beds for aching joints. Your cat isn't going to complain to you about being in cane. They'll just silently stop doing the things they love. It is entirely up to us to accommodate them.
Section 4. Rethinking Play and Food. Biological Imperatives.
It's kind of wild how our daily routines around feeding and playing often clash violently with a cat's deeply ingrained biological imperatives. Take the classic laser pointer, for instance. I mean, it seems like great exercise, right? But researchers over at the University of California actually found that using a laser pointer causes real psychological stress for cats. Why? Because a cat has a hardwired biological hunting sequence: stalk, chase, pounce, catch, kill, and eat. A laser pointer allows for the stalking and the chasing, but it completely denies them those crucial catch and kill steps. Over time, that incomplete cycle leads to serious frustration and anxiety. They really need physical toys, things they can actually grab, bite, and kick to complete that neural reward circuit.
And speaking of ancient instincts, let's talk about where you put their water. The standard human habit is to place the water bowl right next to the food bowl, just for convenience. But feline instinct demands that water sources be placed far away from food. There is some profound evolutionary wisdom going on here. In the wild, dead prey actually contaminates nearby water sources. So seeing a water bowl right next to a food bowl triggers these ancient alarm bells in their heads. By separating them and providing multiple water stations around the house, you can drastically increase their hydration levels and protect their long-term kidney health. It's a real game changer.
Furthermore, how we deliver that food really matters. Studies show that when cats are actually forced to forage or work for their food, like using puzzle toys or having small portions hidden around the house, they exhibit 71% less food-motivated aggression. You have to remember, cats are born solitary hunters. Just pouring kibble into a passive bowl twice a day totally removes their biological purpose. Letting them actively problem-solve for their meals provides vital mental stimulation that they desperately need.
Section 5. The Choice Empowerment Philosophy. The ultimate secret.
So the crucial point we need to take away from all this is simple. Choice equals safety. In a cat's evolutionary programming, giving them agency over their environment is what truly makes them feel secure. When you let them approach you instead of grabbing them, when you provide multiple scratching textures, or when you let them initiate physical contact on their own terms, you aren't just spoiling them. You are treating them as intelligent, autonomous beings. And that kind of environmental control leads directly to lower stress and significantly more affection.
I really want you to remember this incredibly powerful quote from our source guide. Respect isn't the opposite of love, it's the foundation of love. Every single time you honor a boundary, like leaving them alone when they show their belly, or support a natural instinct, like providing physical toys for them to actually catch, you completely transform your relationship. You stop simply managing a pet, and you begin empowering a companion. The beautiful paradox of cats is that the more freedom and choice you give them, the more they will actively choose you.
So, I'll leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Which technique are you going to test out with your cat for the next 3 days? Are you going to try the 60-second greeting rule? Will you start using the slow blink? Or maybe you'll finally separate their food and water bowls. Pick just one instinct to honor this week, apply the science we learned today, and watch the immediate magical transformation in your own feline friend. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy bonding!